Hey everybody, I've got some big news for country music lovers. Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers will be in Oklahoma in just a few days for a special Christmas show. Stick around for all the details.
Welcome to Coffee with Ken, a podcast devoted to the music of Oklahoma and those who create it. Your host, Ken Childers, is a lifelong music lover, former radio guy, and current newspaper editor. In each episode, we'll take a look, as well as a listen, to the singers, songwriters, and performers who have Oklahoma roots. So grab your mug, sit back, and enjoy this episode of Coffee with Ken.
Talking with Gary Good, he's a mainstay of the Oklahoma entertainment scene, both as a performer and a booking agent. So, did I get that right?
Yeah, performer, that's ancient history, but yeah, you do.
And you came from a musical household. Your dad was like an orchestra leader, is that what I understand?
Yeah, he was a big band leader, and my mom was a big band singer, just like right out of the 40s.
Up around Oklahoma City or where?
All throughout Oklahoma, but based in Oklahoma City.
Okay, so you kind of had it in your blood when you grew up.
I thought all houses had, music all the time and musicians coming and going all day long.
Then you played with a band. You were a drummer, is that correct?
Yeah, I was a drummer originally and played in the band for about 15 years.
Okay. Then at some point you decided, I'm going to focus on booking the acts. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I was booking. Actually, I started booking before I started in the band. I started booking first. Bands for college frat parties and different functions at college, and then that just grew. And then I got in a band, and I did both for almost 15 years. And so I was booking and playing, and basically decided I didn't want to work all day and all night, so I had to pick one. And I thought I was better at the business than I was on stage.
Okay. Now you have a great venue up in Guthrie. It's called the Magnolia Moon.
Right.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, it's the strangest thing. When I got interested in Guthrie in 2006, and I purchased a building and wasn't planning on moving to Guthrie. I would just travel back and forth, and I opened an art gallery in the building. And as fate would have it, somebody decided they wanted to buy my building in Oklahoma City where my office was, and I had not planned on that, but that happened. And then right about that same time, I stumbled upon this place in Guthrie that was formerly an amphitheater. It was built in 1986, and it had been transformed into a house.
Okay.
Shut down, and they did such an amazing job on the transformation that it was on HGTV, and quite a amazing transformation. I stumbled into it about the same time that my building was being sold, and I think maybe I'm supposed to be here. So made a deal with them, and all of a sudden I moved to Guthrie. And since it was an amphitheater, people would say, you're in the old amphitheater, and I thought, no, I don't want to be called the old amphitheater. I think we need to name this place. So I named it the Magnolia Moon.
Tell us about some of the acts that you've hosted.
Well, we call it a listening room, and we seat about 60 people, so it's intimate.
Okay.
And it's a great way to hear music because the acoustics are phenomenal. There's no chatter. People silence their phones, so you can actually hear the music. We serve a casual buffet dinner first, and everybody gets to mingle and chat and meet everybody. And then once everybody's finished with dinner, we take our seats. The house lights come down. We have lights for the stage area, and it turns into a concert. And we've had some people you would know. We've had Michael Martin Murphy. We've had Larry Gatlin. We've had Rudy Gatlin. We actually even had little sister LaDonna Gatlin. So we had a lot of Gatlins here. We've had Leona Mitchell, the opera star. So we don't just concentrate on one type of music. My main thing is presenting excellent, phenomenal artists.
Okay.
And so we've had a performer from New Zealand. We have Rick Price from Australia, who comes generally once a year. We've had Cristiana Pegarara, who's a concert pianist from Italy. She played here November the 8th, and then the following week she went to New York City and played to a sold-out Carnegie Hall. So we're able to connect with some people that you wouldn't normally get to see.
Great. Now, you have a show coming up, December 12th? Am I right on that
12th.
date?
Yes, but that is not at the Magnolia Moon.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, that is going to be at the Scottish Rite Masonic Temple, the lodge here in Guthrie. It's the largest Masonic lodge in the United States.
Right. It's a beautiful building.
And
Incredible
the theater
building.
was fashioned after an Italian theater, so it is gorgeous. Seats about 1,400 people. So this is the second annual Guthrie Christmas concert. We started it last year, and we wanted it to be an annual event. And so this is the second annual. We are bringing back the Gatlin brothers. They were the first, and people loved it so much they said, bring them back. So we're going to bring the Gatlin brothers back one more time. And we also have an opening act called the Imaginaries, and that's a group from Oklahoma.
Okay. What type of music do they play?
Gosh, they write their own material. They also write material for movies and television shows. They're really getting to be quite well known around the country. They travel a lot. It's a husband and wife, Maggie McClure, and Shane Henry, and we're having them with a duo as the opening because of the stage space. We only had so much room to put in front of the Gatlins. So she plays keyboards, he plays guitar, and so they're going to do Christmas songs that they've written. You probably heard them on the radio because they have a lot of airplay, but they're just delightful. So a great opening, and then the Gatlin brothers will do all their hits, all the Golden California and Houston and Broken Lady and all the ones that you may remember the Gatlin brothers. And then they go into their Christmas area, and they actually do favorite Christmas songs with their great harmonies. So it's just a really good family Christmas show. Yeah, I first started working with the Gatlins probably back in the 80s, and we've done various shows over the years, and we've gotten to be, all of us, good friends. You know, Rudy Gatlin one day was driving down I-35 on his way from Dallas to wherever, and he called me up and said, "Hey, meet me at Brahms." So I just jumped in my car and drove to Brahms, and we met there, had an ice cream, and he went on his way. LaDonna Gatlin, she's the youngest of the family, and she was in the band. She actually was on the record "Broken Lady" that they won the Grammy Award for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she decided she didn't want to have the life on the road. She got married to the piano player, and they started a family in the Dallas area, and she still has a great career going as a public speaker.
I had the privilege of interviewing Larry. It was about this time last year. They came to Shawnee for a benefit for the Salvation Army.
Yeah, I was there.
And then I think they were at your place about a week later, right?
Yep. Larry did a solo show for the Salvation Army there, and then a week later he was in Guthrie. So.
And I'll tell you what, interviewing him was we had a blast doing that. You've got to have a cup of coffee or two when you speak with Larry. He's on 10 right out of the gate.
He really is. He's a live wire and just a great guy. I love just having a conversation with him.
Yeah, we talked for a long time. He was singing. He told me the stories behind the songs. And it was a great conversation. And then A few weeks later, I was at home kicking back in my recliner and channel surfing, and I landed on the Love Boat. And guess who was on? The Gatlin brothers were the guests on the Love Boat.
Wow.
So I had kept Larry's number. I still had it in my cell phone from the interview, so I texted him. I said, "Guess who's on the Love Boat?" And he said, "Oh no."
Well, you know who wrote the theme from the Love Boat? Do you?
I do not.
Paul Williams.
Paul Williams.
Paul Williams.
I didn't know that.
Sung by Jack Jones, and Paul Williams wrote that song. So that probably put his kid through college. I don't know.
Probably so. So what other shows are coming up?
New Year's Eve here in Guthrie, we have the Al Good Orchestra. They're still playing.
My goodness.
They're still playing, and so we'll have an 11-piece orchestra, and again, that's close to where I sit right now, at the Guthrie Depot. And so you can go to Guthrie Depot on Facebook and check about the tickets for that. It's going to be like a 5-course dinner and a great evening of dancing and just going back in time.
Okay. Now, how do folks get tickets for the upcoming show with the Gatlins?
Well, probably the easiest thing is to go to garygood.com/Gatlin, and that takes you to that part of my web page that it's got all the information on it there. It's got the poster on there, and there's a QR code. I'll hold up the poster, but the QR code right there, click on that, it takes you right to the Ticket Storm.
Oh, okay.
So Ticket Storm is handling the tickets, and we have all these sponsors. You can see the list of sponsors. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the reason that we have all these sponsors is that we wanted this to be a family concert that everybody could afford to go to. So we have a $25 balcony ticket. We have a $35 mezzanine and $45 main floor. So I tell people these are 1970s prices.
You sure are.
That's because of the sponsors. So you can just go on there and pick out one of the seats, and it's easy to get tickets. And we're not going to run out. We have 1,400 seats, so I don't think it'll sell out anytime soon. It might sell out before the 12th, but you have plenty of time to get seats.
Okay, well, let's hope it sells out.
We love a full house. We were close last year, so we probably will sell out eventually this year.
Okay, that is great.
If anybody is interested in our concerts at the Magnolia Moon, we call those Music at the Moon. That's the name of the concerts. And
Okay.
you can go to my website and just send me a message and just say, I'd like to be on the email list, because we just send out emails and invite people. So if
Okay.
anybody wants to check that out.
Music at the Moon.
Yeah, that's what we call it. And if people are listening and they're writing, GuthrieRetreat.com. If you go to GuthrieRetreat.com, then you can just go up and click on Magnolia Moon, and on the menu it'll say Music at the Moon.
Okay.
So click on that, and it tells you what the next concert is. You can sign up to the email list right there.
Okay, and I guess we should also tell folks that if they're looking for a performer for their venue, they ought to hook up with you.
Anytime, I'll be happy to help people bring in whatever name you can afford, and we will take good care of them.
Okay. Anything else, Gary?
I can't think of anything else. Thanks so much for covering the music scene. We need more people to do what you do.
That wraps up another edition of Coffee with Ken. Thanks so much for tuning in, and thank you to everyone who's liked and subscribed to the YouTube channel. We sure appreciate it. Keep on doing that. See you soon.